Yo, just realised that I'm very much repping the sport today with my mug and my my gym hoodie. I'm just going to wait and see if anyone jumps on. I'd like this to be a conversation. I'm more than happy to just talk to myself, as you know, but it's quite nice to have some people on that I can bounce off of so we can have a proper conversation. So this has been inspired by many things, actually. There's been a few things that have kind of led up to me having this discussion in my own mind, and then I was like, maybe if I say these things out loud, then it will help me to process. And sometimes I just kind of do like this mental mastication where I'll like chew over something in my mind, and it's like a sport to me. It's just like a fun thing to do. And what I've been thinking about a lot is how easy it is to put a filter on our life on social media, like literally in terms of actually filtering. This is not filtered, obviously. But yeah, how easy it is for us to not just put a filter on, our pictures or our, whatever, like using Snapchat or whatever. It's also where are we filtering ourselves in terms of the way that we are in the world. And this isn't meant to be like some big political like statement about, stop shaming women for their bodies and blah, blah, blah. It's not really a big political thing. It's more just that I've been musing on it. And today I was at the gym and I was wearing like high-waisted leggings because they're more flattering to my physical shape. And I was wearing quite I guess it was quite revealing sports bra. I haven't really thought about it. It's just sports bra that is comfortable for the kind of training that I was doing. But normally I wear quite high neck ones because they're super supportive, but they were all in the wash. So I just wore a slightly different one that was a bit more low cut, and it was quite boobalicious. And I didn't really think about it until I saw myself in the mirror, and I was kind of laughing at myself for basically just having breasts on display in the gym. And I started to hear the voices in my mind around people are going to think you're really up yourself if you're just training in your sports bra. People are going to think that you think this. And I'm like, fuck me, what is this noise? And so often we'll hold ourselves back or dress a certain way, speak a certain way, show up a certain way online because we're not actually worried about what we think. We're worried, and not even necessarily about what other people think. It's what we're worried about what other people think we think of ourselves. So this is, certainly for me anyway, I will own that as mine. And if you relate, please let me know in the comments. This idea, I wrote a post about this last year around a woman in celebration of her own beauty, a woman in celebration of herself, whether she is, stereotypically attractive or someone you might see in a magazine or whatever. Can a woman be in celebration of what makes her uniquely beautiful? And whether or not, there's kind of this culture of let's not, if you holding your stomach in or if you're posing in a picture, it's not as real. And it's well, actually, it's still their body. If someone can create certain shapes and things with their body that allows them to feel good about what they see in the mirror, it is actually their body. So to me, that's just another kind of shaming somebody, although I don't really believe you can shame someone unless they inherently have the frequency of shame in them and then they feel it. You can project your shame onto someone else or your perceptions on someone else, but you're not really, you're not able to reach into someone's brain and tweak the chemistry in there to make them feel something, right? This is a bugbear of mine. No one can make you feel anything, and you can't make anyone else feel anything. Impossible. You're not actually in their brain tweaking the wires, they've got their own internal circuitry happening. Your shit is your shit. So when I was in the gym today and You know, what I tend to do is when I train in front of the mirror, I like to actually use the mirrors to check my technique and make sure that I'm, you know, because I've had back problems and neck problems and all sorts of shit with my physical body over the years. The way that I train now is you know, relatively hard on the system. It's not like I just practice yin yoga every day. You know, I like to go and punch shit and kick shit and throw my body around the place and get bruises and whatever, and I'm cool about it. But it's what I choose. And because of that, when I'm doing like the conditioning session on a Sunday, I like to really make sure that when I've got the opportunity to have the mirror and have the reflection, I'm using it to make sure my alignment's correct, and that I'm really, you know, if I'm especially if I'm lifting something a little bit heavier, I really want to make sure that my posture is like on point and that I'm protecting my system and doing all the best I can to have those fundamentals in place. A real benefit as well has been that when I first started a year ago working with Victoria from Vamp Fitness, when I started working with her last year in October, I think it was, so just over a year ago, I was looking in the mirror and I decided that rather than allowing myself to be sucked into what I was seeing, I was going to allow myself to celebrate what I saw with a view to calling in what I knew I desired my body to look like. And it's such an interesting thing because, oh gosh, there's so many things in my mind that I want to spit out. So I want to just take a breath and make sure that the right thread comes through. I was mindful of not wanting to select a body type just because it's what I've seen on Instagram. I was mindful of what do I want my body to become for me. And that's a really big thing. So many of us are drawn, and this goes for everything, whether it's the amount of money that you make or the way that you run your business or how your relationships are, your friendships, your romantic relationships. It's so easy for us to have access to other people's internal world through the use of social media and just the way that the world is kind of rigged these days, that it's so easy for us to get sucked into looking at what someone else has or the way that they're showing up and making them right over us. And actually, if someone inspires you or something is triggering for you, yes, there's something there for you, but it doesn't mean that you have to become a carbon copy of those things. And I was having a chat with my friend today about how one of the biggest things that shifted for me and how I think about my body now is that I like to keep my weight between a certain like 65 and 67 kilograms. That feels good. Like I know that when I'm in between those weights, I don't feel like super skinny. I don't feel like weak. But I feel like my clothes fit me really nicely, and I just feel like I train better when I'm kind of in that bracket. Just, you know, if that changes, that changes. But for now, that feels like a good kind of margin. And if I go up a little bit, I go up a little. If I come down a little bit, like I've just given myself that bit of leeway. And I've definitely been and continue to sometimes have very obsessive patterning around food and exercise. And I will sometimes like eat way more than, and I don't just mean like portion sizes, I mean like the kind of foods that you'd probably go, maybe not an everyday food, you know, that kind of thing. And I definitely still have a lot of dogma in my mind around what it takes to have the vitality and the body shape and the fitness level that I desire to have. And so my work is not just the work that happens in the gym or the work that happens in meal prep. My work is loosening my grip on the rules that I've decided I'm going to grip onto. Because if I can do that with money and my business and my relationships and just the very way that I live my life, then I can sure as shit do it with my body. And I kind of sway between various areas of my life that I tend to like really be diving deep into. And at the moment, because Vamp and I are, you know, putting together this program for the beginning of next year, there's likely going to be a kind of body image, self-love aspect to that, because that's very much what we're both about. We're very much about having a you know, empowering women to take back control and take charge of what they want to see in the mirror and how they want to feel inside. Because what you see on externally is always a result of something that's happened inside of a person. It is basically impossible now for me to go back to eating the way I used to eat this time, like about September, October last year, because I've done so much internal work, so much journaling, meditation, fucking visualization. I've done so much clearing and processes and all of the things. And what this means is that when you come and do this program with Victoria and I, you're not actually going to need to do the amount of work that I did, because I'm going to be able to help you pinpoint the things that are relevant for you. So much like when people come and do my Money Mindset Reset program, which is like 30 days of content around money, it's very specific to the journey that I've had with money. So it's really specific, and the insights are directly from my own experience. So they're real life examples. And that's why I think this work is so powerful, because it's coming through a specific lens and it's really been laser focused, which means that if you resonate with my message and my work and the journey that I've been on, then it's more likely that what the processes we're going to take you through are going to yield the results that you really want, because we've already, both of us have had our own journeys with our bodies, and they've been very different. We were talking about this when Victoria came to Jersey a few weeks ago, and we actually like hung out like human to human before the world went batshit crazy again. And I was having fish and chips and she was having burger and chips. So just to give you an indication, we're not going to be fucking starving people when they come and work with us. You will still be able to have burger and chips, okay? Don't worry, you're still allowed to have pizza and all of the yummy things when you come work with us. That's part of what makes it fucking amazing. So we were sitting there over our chip dinners and talking about, I didn't really know a lot about Victoria's journey with her body and stuff, and obviously that's her story to tell, but it's very different to mine. And so again, that's kind of these two unique frequencies and journeys coming together to support women in feeling empowered in their bodies, empowered in their lives. And when I said to Victoria, you know, like, what do you really feel that people want from working with us? Like, what is the thing? She was like, I think everyone just wants to feel confident. Everyone wants confidence. And I just thought, yeah, I've never really boiled it down that much, but I think that's it, isn't it? We want to feel confident in our body. We want to feel confident in our lives. We want to have, and what I mean by confidence is really like this real embodied sense of our inherent worthiness and deservedness around our goals and desires, which means that we can show up and take action. Because I don't think, you know, confidence can mean lots of things to lots of different people. But to me, that's what it really means. It's like that embodied sense of, yes, I am worthy and I am deserving of the things that I want in this world and from my life. So I'm going to decide that that's the person I get to become. And that's what gives us the confidence and the drive and the motivation to move forward and take action from this new place as this new person, from this new identity. And a lot of the work we're going to be doing will be very much around reprogramming the behaviors from the point of the identity. Because it's all well and good to start going to the gym or eating different foods and, you know, being in a calorie deficit or whatever it is that you want to do to lose weight or change or gain weight even, you know, whatever it is that you're looking to do. There are so many ways that you can achieve it. There are ways you can achieve it. You can eat cabbage soup for 6 weeks if you want, and you are going to lose a fuck ton of weight. You're probably going to feel like shit though. And our aim is really to have women in their bodies just feeling so fucking vibrant and alive and excited to engage it in the world and live their lives. This isn't about like just creating gym zombies who just want to literally like, I mean, yeah, I'm a bit of a gym zombie because I just want to train all the fucking time. And I basically, when I say like eat, sleep, train, repeat, like I kind of mean it. Like I do train a lot. I know that. But last week I had 5 days off. 5 days off, I did not train at all. And I ate pizza and I ate biscuits. I think one day I ate an entire packet of cookies. I'm not saying that's the, like a healthy thing to do, but fuck it. I was just like chilling and having some days off, and I thought, fuck, I'm gonna eat what the fuck I want. And I gave myself that permission to just like lean into the decadence of whatever it was I wanted to shove in my face. So I did. And it had no negative impact. It was like, my body still looked great. I think, did I gain weight or lose weight? I don't remember. But either way, I didn't go over my 67. I didn't go under my 65. I was just like happy where I was. And it's so easy for me now to just go, cool, I've had that. And now I can click back into, right, I'm just going to start eating quote unquote better. We'll be reframing all of that stuff with you anyway when we do the work together. But, it's so fascinating how the old identity used to suck me in. It used to be like, oh, but if you eat X, Y, Z, that means that you're this kind of person, and that means that you get these results, and blah, blah, blah. So if you eat biscuits and you eat pizza and you eat ice cream, or if you have like a real indulgent couple of days where you just eat all of the things and, put Ben and Jerry's in your face or on your face and all over your body and roll around in it, if you've already got a program about a past version of yourself and you're going, yeah, but when I used to do this in the past, that would mean that it kind of triggers this old story. It triggers this, I'm the fat kid, I'm lazy, I'm a couch potato, oh God, here I go, I'm off the wagon, all that kind of thing. And it trips the switch that then sends us into this almost like downward spiral. So part of the work that we'll be doing is allowing you, and I know this firsthand because this is what's happened to me, so I can vouch for this shit, right? Like, I'm a living, breathing fucking example of this work, that I can have 5 days where I relax and I don't even think about what I'm putting in my face. I just like let my desires lead me to whatever deliciousness I want to put in my face without even thinking about calories or like fucking macros or whatever the fuck. I literally just thought about, what do I want? And I just gave myself full permission. I didn't make myself wrong for eating any of it, and I enjoyed every fucking moment. And then what happened was a new program got triggered. I started to feel like my energy was depleted a little bit, and I was like, ugh, and I got a little bit like oh, and it feels so great, a bit phlegmy, a bit mucousy because I'd had a bit too much dairy. My body doesn't really like dairy. Although I could change that pattern if I want to. That's another story for another day. The point is, I felt that kind of what would normally have tripped the switch to send me into a downward spiral. And what actually happened was it went, oh, cool, well, that's okay. I'm just going to reassess, shift my behaviors, and then I'll be back on my way up. And that in itself is like, when I say that, I can almost cry because it makes me so happy to kind of be experiencing and be living the changes that we're going to help facilitate for people. Because when we get those moments where we fall into like what could be seen as a negative or old behavioral patterning, and we kind of could go into that downward spiral, if we can catch it. And the thing is, I'm saying catch it, but I didn't even catch it. It was just automatic because I've done so much fucking work on this shit that when the switch in my brain kind of flipped, rather than taking me on the downward spiral, the switch flicked, but it took me on an upward spiral. And so at no point in my work do I ever say to anyone, everything's going to be perfect. You're never going to feel that way again. In fact, I'm very clear with people. You're still going to get triggered. Things are still going to come up in your life that are going to make you feel, hey, Anna, nice to see you. And things are still going to come up in your life that might make you feel uncomfortable or upset or may like trigger cravings or whatever it is. The difference is you have this new level of awareness. We are reprogramming the mind on a subconscious level. This work is so deep and so fucking powerful, and that's why it ain't cheap, bitches, because it fucking works, and it's not just like taking some fucking pill and then like, oh, I'm fine, and I'm just keep putting these pills in my mouth and everything's fine. When underneath there's all this shit going on. We're going to the fucking core. We are repatterning behaviors, but we're doing it at a cellular level. We're going all the way in. This is not like, when I first learned EFT, there's a book called The Tapping Solution written by Nick Ortner. You might have heard of it. It's like one of the most famous EFT books out there, EFT resources. And in that book, they've got this tree, and like the trunk, I think, is, I don't know, behaviors, and then the leaves are like the symptoms, the things that show up in your life when something's not quite right. But the roots are like beliefs, you know, because your beliefs and the way that you think about yourself and the way that you think and believe the world works, like the rules and the dogma that you've absorbed about life and how things work, that's what's running the show. And we're going to go in at that level. We're going in at the fucking root. I'm not interested in hearing about, oh, well, the other day I ate this thing and I think like maybe I'm just addicted to chocolate, and maybe, you know, maybe that's the problem. Maybe chocolate's the problem. It's like, yeah, your addiction to chocolate, or to like, you know, binge eating or whatever it is, or maybe it's starvation, maybe it's the other way around for you. Maybe you kind of withhold food from yourself because you feel like if you eat certain foods, you're going to change your body shape in a way that isn't something that you really want it to be. So it's about going in and understanding that this is all just beliefs. It's all just dogma. And yeah, maybe there's a scientific study that backs it up, or years and years of dogmatic preaching from people you really respect. You know, it could be anything. But your beliefs create a reality. If we can get in there and go right to the core, tweak the belief, and then you can start living from that place, slowly your internal frequency begins to match that belief. And before you know it, you don't even realize it's happened. And this is such a beautiful part of the work that I do with people, because we go in so deep. Ooh, clip that one out. Because we go in so deep, we really get to the core of things, and we are reprogramming it right from the foundation. So we could start at the outside and keep chipping away, or we could use my magical intuition laser and just go zip right into the middle and then pluck that motherfucker out. So this is going to be an incredibly powerful offering. We are actually having a call about it in about 20 minutes, I think. And we're going to record the call so that we can share like snippets with you guys, so that you can start to like feel into it and see whether it's going to be right for you. This is not a low-end offering. You're getting two incredibly gifted practitioners, myself being one of them, Victoria from Vamp Fitness. She is at Vamp Coach on Instagram. You should go follow her. She's fucking amazing. We're combining our forces, and the great thing as well is that we've both worked with each other. So she's come through the spiral with me and done clearing work with me. I trained with her. I've done nutrition stuff with her and like physical training. She's done me training plans that I implement on my own. She's done accountability coaching with me. So I'm very aware of how powerful the way that she sees things versus the way that I see things. You're getting access to two perspectives that we kind of have the same beliefs about stuff, but because we both explain things in different ways and we both have a different transmission, you're getting, you know, double for your money basically. So you're getting both of us, getting access to both of us throughout that program. It is going to start probably around mid-January. We're going to start the kind of run into, we might do like a 4-week one before we do like the big one. We're not sure yet. We can have a chat today and kind of hash out some details. But either way, this is going to be one of the most potent offerings I've ever created. I've wanted to do something body related, like fitness, health related, for quite some time. And when I trained as a personal trainer a couple of years ago, I could feel that it was leading me to something that wasn't personal training. I could feel that like the knowledge and the wisdom that I gained and that I remembered internally was going to be leading me to something. So although I don't practice as a personal trainer, I am a qualified level 3 personal trainer. I can train people if I want to. I also, you know, have fought, as in actual fighting. I train like a beast all the time. And I love training. So from that perspective, you're getting me with all of the spirituality side of things, the energy work, the clearing, the intuitive energy readings, and, you know, all of the stuff that comes with working with me. If you know, you know. And then we've got Victoria, who's just a fucking incredible PT. She has got so many qualifications. I can't even remember half of them. She's done so many different trainings. She's trained with some of the most incredible people around technique, around nutrition. She's just amazing. I learned so much in my time with her, and not even just the kind of certificates and things that she's got to say she's a badass. Having actually worked with her, the way that she sees things and can reframe things, even for me, you know, like mindset queen, she'll spot things and be able to tweak them for me so that I can see them differently moving forward. And so I get value from working with her, and I know she gets value from working with me. So another beautiful piece of us working together is that we're going to be learning from each other as well. We both bring something unique to the table, which is why I'm very much like a one-man band. I don't really do programs with other people, as you probably noticed. But with Victoria, I just feel like there's this amazing chemistry and alliance that when we are together, something clicks and something really magical happens when it comes to the production of just fucking mind-altering mindset work. So we are going to blow your minds. I can't wait. More info to come soon. And if you want to know more about this offering, just let me know in the comments below. And as soon as we've got a sales page up and running or some blurb together for you, I'll whiz that over to you. So just let me know in the comments below. I hope you've got some kind of value out of this. Don't forget, whether you want to filter or pose or not, it doesn't fucking matter, because it only means what we make it mean anyway. So if you want to filter the fuck out of your face, you go for it. As long as it's coming from a place of because it's fun and because it represents how I feel on the inside, bitch, rather than I'm not good enough. Because that's where the problem lies, right? So we want to help you build your confidence so that you can be filtered or unfucking filtered in all areas of your life, not just on social media. I can't